I can't explain to you how bad I felt. Why did my arms look so small? I was desperate to fucking change. I couldn't even believe that this was me. Hated every second of it. But what you can do is show up each and every single day. What is up, YouTube? We're back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the 3 biggest mistakes that I've made in the gym that I wish I didn't make, and I hope that you don't make. I wish I had a video like this earlier in my journey. It would have helped me out so much, but this is why I'm here for you guys, to give you guys the fucking value. But let's get straight into the video. Biggest mistakes that I made was that I didn't know how to delay my gratification. When you learn how to delay your gratification in the gym, it is going to be your biggest fucking superpower. It is literally going to be your biggest superpower. You know, I was always the skinny kid, the 120-pound skinny guy who wanted to be admired by girls, who, you know, would scroll through TikTok, through Instagram, and see all these dudes fucking jacked and in shape, and then look back at himself and wasn't proud of the person who they saw in the mirror. You know, I was that skinny kid. After I started showing up to the gym, I still didn't have the results for a long period of time. When I played for Prolific Performance, it's a 7-on-7 team. You know, I was training for a decent amount of time. I was going through football workouts. You know, I trained by myself in the gym, but I still had the skinniest fucking legs ever. You know, I'll put a picture of what I look like up on the screen, and this was specifically one of the worst times of my fucking life, because we went to Washington, D.C. I had to put on their tights, right? Their Prolific Performance jersey. They picked me to be the representative, and they were going to post me on Instagram. And in the middle of Washington, D.C., I had to take off my pants and show my fucking skinny legs, right? I was more confident about my upper body because it was more developed at the time. It wasn't really developed looking back at it, but I felt more confident in it. But I was so insecure about my skinny legs, and I had to take my pants off. And when I was taking my pants off and changing into the tights in front of fucking everybody, bro, I can't explain to you how bad I felt. Like, I thought everybody was looking at me. I thought everybody was staring at me. I never wanted to feel that feeling again. Back in my head, I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know, if I had the big legs, the big calves, the big quads, you know, what if I was confident about taking these pants off and changing into the Prolific Performance, you know, jersey, looking good, feeling good about myself? I just had that thought in the back of my brain, you know, what it was like to be that in shape, confident guy who has a perfect physique at any fucking angle. There was a time during wrestling season 2, the photographer took photos of us after the wrestling match. There was this one specific photo that I look back on and I fucking hated. Right, I thought I looked big in the upper body. This was a couple months back, right, before I started taking the gym more serious. I thought I looked big. I thought I had big arms, and then the photographer took that photo. And I looked back after that wrestling meet, and I was like, yo, why do my arms look so small? And it fucking ruined my confidence, because I thought I was big. But then I look back at the photo and I'm like, something's not right. I wondered so many fucking times if it was my split, if it was my workout, if it was my training plans that was wrong. Like, what was I possibly doing wrong that everybody else has this good physique, but I've been training for so long and I still have this horrible physique? Right? But the truth is, I couldn't delay my gratification. The split wasn't wrong. The training program wasn't wrong. It wasn't any of that. After wrestling season, this shit all changed. I started to dirty bulk. You know, I didn't really know much about fitness, and I wouldn't recommend dirty bulking at all. Started to dirty bulk and stay more consistent in the gym, right? Because I wanted to change. I didn't want to be that skinny guy anymore, and I was desperate to fucking change. So I dirty bulked for around 2 months, and then I cut back down before summer vacation. But the most important part was that I stayed consistent in the gym, right? I showed up each and every single day. I wanted that dream body before summer came. Bro, when I fucking tell you, after staying consistent, not missing a fucking singular day in the gym, bro, the results came. I couldn't even believe that this was me. I looked in the mirror when I got out the shower and I was like, yo, is this really me? Do I have this good looking body? But that's because I stayed consistent. I delayed my gratification over a long period of time, right? The mistake that most people make is that they quit when they don't see the result in a week. They don't see the results in a month. Main lesson that you can get from the gym is showing up when you don't have the results. Because you're not going to be fucking Ronnie Coleman in a week. No matter how many fucking supplements you take, no matter how many steroids you take in a fucking week, you're not going to change that much. But when you learn to delay your gratification, bro, I'm telling you, the results will fucking appear before your eyes. Because the mistake that most people make, they think it's their training program, they think it's their workout split, and they're doing things wrong. But the truth is, bro, you just have to stay more consistent. You just have to delay your gratification. That's with all things in life. Everything, it seems like it's going all to fucking shit, but when you keep staying consistent, no matter if you don't have the results, it will fucking hit one day. That's what happened with my physique. I showed up even when I didn't have the results, and it just hit. I have the body now because I stayed consistent. I delayed my gratification. I've only taken about 3 supplements this whole journey, and right now I'm only taking creatine. It's not the supplements, it's not the training program, it's not the workout split. You just have to stay consistent. 50% of gym members, they quit within the first 3 months of going to the gym because they can't delay their gratification. You think you're just going to show up and magically get the results. Let me fucking tell you something. It isn't the goals that are going to get you the results. You can have the goal of losing this much weight, getting this much bigger, of having that bench PR, but you have to know everybody has those goals. But what's going to separate you from getting that result and other people from not having the result is the systems that you have in place. But what is the system that is going to get you to losing 20 pounds? How much cardio are you doing a day? What does your meal plan look like? It's winning the day by day. It's not focusing on the end result. It's focusing on the day at hand. What can I do to make this the best gym session of my life? What can I do to make sure that I get this cardio and that I stay consistent and stick to the system that I have in place to get to the results? This one is a tough one. It's what a lot of people go through. It's body dysmorphia. And I still experience it to this day. I have more of an underdeveloped chest because I've always been training lower chest, but I never focused on the upper chest. And I have body dysmorphia about it. Even if I have this nice physique, there's always areas that you can improve on. Like when you have this good physique, you're still going to have body dysmorphia. You're still going to want to improve in certain areas of your physique. And, I wanted to have the perfect chest in 2 days. I was pushing my chest past failure, wanting it to fucking grow. What I learned earlier on in this journey is that the results will come. The results, they will come if you can stay consistent. There's only so much that you can control. You have to control the variables that you can control. You can't control how fast your chest grows if you're maximizing all the fucking areas to grow your chest, right? It's just a matter of time. Time has to catch up to you. But what you can do is show up each and every single day and train chest. I've dealt with body dysmorphia so many times. There was this one time I was desperate to grow my calves. I always admired bigger calves, so I trained calves so many fucking days straight. They didn't end up growing because I didn't give it any rest time. I put a screenshot of what I was doing. I took a picture of calves each and every single day, and I literally did like 1,000 reps of calf raises, and I didn't give them any rep because I was desperate to change. I had that body dysmorphia. But the point is, the mistake that people make is that they give up when they have that body dysmorphia. They get down on themselves instead of using it as motivation to drive forward. Everybody is human just like you. You can have what they have. The people with the physiques that you want, you have to understand that they started from ground zero. They weren't just fucking born like that. They may have some, they may be genetically superior over you, but they still had to work hard for that physique. And that's no different with you. You can have what they have. You can have that dream body. But it's just about how much work you're willing to put in. With body dysmorphia, you just have to control what you can control. Realize that triceps make up 60 to 70% of your arm, and that was the reason why my arms weren't growing. So you know what I did? I trained triceps. I increased the volume of triceps each and every single day. I looked up different tricep workouts that will hit the muscle differently. Right? I stayed consistent with it 3 times a week. And over a period of time, the results came. I used the body dysmorphia that I had, used it as motivation to change, right? I didn't just fucking quit when I had small arms. I was wondering why my arms wouldn't grow. I found out the key to growing your arms. I found out that triceps make up most of your arms. And then I controlled the variables that I can control, right? Which was showing up consistently, increasing the volume, and giving it rest. And then I stayed consistent. I delayed my gratification, and then the results came. Consistency, it all adds up. 10 to 20 minutes of cardio, it adds up. I'd rather you show up to the gym frequently than do one session and then fucking quit. Average person only goes to the gym twice a week, and they plan to go 4 to 5 times a week, but they only show up twice. But that's because their sessions are way too fucking long. They're giving their all to that one session when you should be doing it little by little. My client Johnny, 10 to 20 minutes of cardio each and every single day, and this is him 4 months in. Right? That's just the power of consistency. The power of the little habits. They are going to stack up day by day by day by day. The best thing that you can do is maximize what you can fucking control. Right? You can control showing up to the gym. You can control your mindset, your thoughts. You can control how much you rest. You can control what you put in your body. That's what you can control. And control that on a consistent daily basis. And the results will come. That body dysmorphia, it will fade. Even though you'll still have this shit when you have a physique like mine. But you can use it as a drive, as a motivator to change. Not stay the same. The last lesson that I learned from the gym was about self-confidence. When I didn't have the self-confidence in the gym, it led me to be inconsistent with the gym. That's why I didn't have the results. You know, there was this one time I was on a cruise with my family and they were all getting in the pool. But I didn't want to get in the pool because my legs were so skinny. I knew that. I didn't want the girls, I didn't want all the guys to see my skinny legs. And I literally didn't get into the pool till like 10 minutes later. Like I made sure I took off my sweatpants right before I got in the pool so I could just hop in so they wouldn't see my skinny legs. And I was insecure about my body. I didn't have high self-confidence, right? And this led me to be more inconsistent in the gym. And when I was more inconsistent in the gym, the results didn't fucking come. So I didn't change. My body didn't change at all. You have to understand the reason why you are unconfident is because you don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself to show up each and every single day. Because the truth is, you can be confident when you're skinny. You can be confident when you're fat. Right? There was times when I was confident when I was still skinny, but that's because I showed up on the day-to-day basis. But when I didn't show up, I was fucking unconfident in myself. The reason why I'm so confident now is not because I have the body. It's because I wake up at 5 a.m. each and every single day and I'm consistent with it. Right? I know I can trust myself to go do that 5 a.m. mile. I know I can trust myself to show up to the gym, even if I don't have the body that I particularly want right now. Right? I trust myself. And when you go to bed at night knowing that you showed up even when you didn't want to show up, that's when that confidence builds. It's not in the fucking physique, it's in the mind. You'll never ever regret the hard work that you put in. When I ran 21 miles, did 5,000 push-ups, did 500 pull-ups, it fucking sucked as shit in the moment. I hated every second of it. But it added to my legacy. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of who I became. You know, I went through a little bit of hardship for a lifetime of success, for a lifetime of happiness, of proudness. I'm proud of who I am, but that's because I went through the hard times. The hard times are going to grow you as a man. You can't fucking grow if you have an easy life. You think about all these UFC fighters, they're so great because they went through so much pain in their past. They went through so much suffering as a man that they were forced to grow. Consistent gym goers, they are 80% more confident than regular people because they are consistent. It's not about the fucking body. It's about how consistent you are. Consistency plays the biggest role in your confidence, your self-confidence. Show up for yourself. Make the most of what you can. Control the variables that you can control. This is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're a guy and you were in the same position as me, you want to change your life, you want to change your mindset, feel free to book a free call with my link in my YouTube description. And I'll see if you're a good fit. But I'll catch you guys in the next video.